Hello, and welcome to the Don't Tell This podcast, a sports betting podcast that is currently on a roll. I'm your host, Al Manarino. With me is my co-host and someone who is extremely excited to see Jaden Daniels play football again. It's Ben Murkison. Ben, what is up, my guy?
I am extremely excited about our parlay hitting. The Jaden Daniels playing football thing, he's got a knee brace on. I'm very concerned about his well-being. I'm having flashes of RJ3 dance through my head, which I do not like. I want that guy to be very healthy. So cautiously optimistic about him versus the Chargers. We'll see if I have any lines from that game in my parlays today. But hey, we hit a Thursday night bet, and I'm jazzed up about that.
I was going to say, did you say something about winning? Yeah.
Winning.
We won again. This is nuts.
This is becoming a bit of a habit all of a sudden. I mean, it's like, 3 hits over the last 5 picks?
Insane. We're actually up. I don't know how much, but we are up.
Thursday night football, we hit again. It's incredible. We returned $230 off a $20 wager. We took basically our picks that we kind of were playing around with the lines because we were waiting to see which 49ers were actually going to be active enough to or healthy enough to be active and play in the game before we could finally lock in our last pick. And then we ended up sweating that guy out. But the ones we were already on, Matthew Stafford over 235.5. I apologize for not letting you alt line him to 250 because we would have made more money off of that. So that's my bad. He ended up with well over 300 yards passing with overtime included.
It's all he got. It's all he's got.
It's all he's got. Christian McCaffrey over 46.5. He's an auto play. Crushed that line. Puka Nacua over 8.5. We did sweat him a little bit more than we usually do because he didn't hit in the first half, but he hit his line late fourth quarter, so that one was no longer a problem. The problem that we had was Jake Tongas. Tongas, however you want to pronounce his last name. He needed 29.5 receiving yards. He had 29 on the dot going into late fourth, and my desperation, we were texting back and forth. I needed him in a bunch of parlays. I was so distraught because I was we're really going to lose everything by half a yard. The Rams are driving down the field to basically set up a game-winning touchdown. I'm thinking they need to score immediately so that the 49ers can get the ball back and maybe try a couple of desperation throws, maybe just get one to Tongas so that we can get the yard that we need. And then Kyren Williams fumbles. I'm great. We just lost. We just lost at the goal line because Kyren Williams fumbled the football. But it ends up working out in our favor because the 49ers, instead of being gutsy, just run the ball 3 times and punt and allow the Rams to go back and get a field goal and put it in overtime. So we lucked out. It went into OT. And then they just targeted the absolute hell out of Tongas right then. They went to him on 3 straight possessions, 3 straight plays, I think. So I was super excited. You ended up FaceTiming me because your stream was about a minute ahead of mine. So I'm reading "Don't Kill Yourself" books, and then all of a sudden Al's FaceTiming me. This is either him very distraught and then just ready to talk through our misery together, or he's very happy, and then you come on stone cold face, and I don't know how to read you, but luckily it was a positive, and we hit, and we're on a bit of a roll, as you said. It's crazy.
Yeah, 4. All right, so we have 4 winning slips. I think is it 4-20 now?
We were 3-19, so
we're
4-19. No, we're 4-19.
We lost Monday. And we lost. Didn't we lose Monday after that?
That was counted already. So yeah.
Wow. All right. So
4-19. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like the worst season ever, but it's actually
But now when you're betting $20 at a time and you're winning $220 when you hit, or in some cases more. So yeah, we're in a good place.
I'm finding myself bet less. Really not put out a bunch of slips because of how much effort we put into this one together. Obviously that's both good and bad for my wallet, but it is really, really nice to hit it a couple times in a row, and then it really starts to build up a little bit.
Well, it's weird because we've hit 3 out of our last 5 bets or whatever. So we're giving the impression that we know what we're doing, which is dangerous because we don't necessarily. And
Look
the whole
at the
point of this podcast is
4 weeks.
You should not tell us. You should be fading us. And, we're 4-19. So obviously if you were fading us, you're having more success. Same time, we're successful also. So this is working out for everybody.
That's right. Do you want to get into this Sunday slate? Continue week 5?
I mean, we're excited about it because why not just keep winning? What if we just keep hitting bets, right?
That'd be amazing.
So 1 p.m. and I feel like we're probably going to have some similarities. There's a lot of guys that we've continued to have success with, so we're going to keep going back to those people. But
100%.
I'm going to start us off. We got the early game again. We have a new quarterback for the Cleveland Browns by the name of Dylan Gabriel. You know what I love about new quarterbacks? They
What do you love
run the
about him?
football. They run the football. Dylan Gabriel, his line is over 15 and a half rushing yards at minus 109. He's a rookie quarterback. He's in his first start. He was a dual threat in college that I had to watch run all over my East Carolina Pirates constantly. So I have a lot of faith in him going over that 15 and a half line. I think he's going to be more like the Jackson Dart style of things that we saw like last week. So that's my first pick. I think Dylan Gabriel will be running whenever he doesn't see his first option available.
I really like that. I love a line that you can hit in one play. And I think it's a safe-ish one to do just because rookie quarterbacks always look like deer in the headlights.
Yep. I can guess what your first selection is going to be for the 1 p.m. slate.
Yeah, so I'm going with my new reason to live, and that's Jackson Dart. As a Giants fan, it has not been great for a while, and the start of this season with Russ was shaky at best. So when they announced that they were going to put Dart in, I knew it would be at least um, more exciting and less like I'm going to go jump off a cliff, which it was for Russ. So I'm going to take Jackson Dart over his rushing, 37.5. They're going against the Saints. This is kind of the game that I really wanted to see Dart start, not against the Chargers, but guess what? They ended up
They
winning
won
that
that game.
game,
Yeah.
and they won with his legs. His passing was a little shaky. No turnovers or anything like that. But it was, we lost neighbors during that game, which is gonna be rough. I think our receiving core needs to establish itself because we have no wide receiver one. We have basically a bunch of wide receiver fours.
I thought you were at
Like
least
if you
going to say wide
really think
receiver
about it.
threes. That's pretty
No,
bad.
no. I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, if we really think about who we have, and it's not great. So I think Dart's gonna use his legs. I was itching to throw Scatterboo in the mix again, even though he didn't hit the line last time he did it. But I think out of all the Giants plays, that's my favorite play.
Yeah, Jackson Dart was on my list too, so we can throw him in there. It's just 37 and a half rushing at minus 110. He had 54 last week. And then if you look at what the Saints have given up to running quarterbacks, which he is, Josh Allen had 45, Kyler Murray had 38. So I think that's a good play. I like that one too.
Excellent. What's your next one?
So I'm going to give you, I think there's two other guys on my list that you're probably going to throw out there based off of what I know about you. So I'm going to go back to a well that we've hit last week after he screwed us over the week before, and that's Mr. Zay Flowers over his receiving line because we're still getting him at a discount. His line is 46 and a half yards at minus 112. Yeah, he's had above 74 yards in every single game that he's played other than that Lions game. So despite the fact that there is no Lamar Jackson, we saw that Cooper Rush, when he got in the game at the end of last week, tailored him enough to hit us our parlay. I think he's going to continue to lean on. That's my wide receiver one. He's down there somewhere. Let me get him the ball as fast as possible.
This was on my short list. I don't know why I didn't make it. I think I looked over the Cooper Rush stats. They weren't great, but I mean, it was, not that much time in the game
Yeah.
to justify it. I love buying him low. This is a great time to buy him low.
You can get him at 46 and a half. It's under 50 yards. Like, I feel like you just
It's
have to kind of
bananas.
jump on that. And I mean, I watched Cooper Rush, like, basically be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys all of last year. Like, he can get the ball out there, like,
Yeah,
to
he
his
wasn't
targets.
terrible.
So
Like terrible, terrible.
he's not
He
Jake
wasn't
Browning.
I was just gonna say he's not he's no Jake Browning. All right, good pick. I like that one. All right. I'm gonna go back to the Browns game, which is sad. And I'm picking another Brown, which is sadder. But I'm gonna go kind of with your theory of rookie quarterback, might not be throwing the deep ball, might be scared, deer in the headlights. I'm gonna go with Mr. Quinshawn Judkins over 13 and a half receiving yards. I'm thinking the check down passes, they're going to be the safest bet for him just to get, a few completions in. It might be kind of all they got against the Vikings defense as well. So we'll see. I think he's establishing himself as one of the better rookies in this class. So I am a a fan of him, and I think the rookie to rookie connection will be.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. I like Quinshon Judkins. I have him in like a lot of fantasy leagues because nobody took him because you didn't know if he was even going to play a snap this year. But legal situations got resolved, and he's out there, and he's been a great running back for them. Like off the top, he's looking like the best running back rookie from the class this year. I don't know much about his like receiving options and like what he's going to be targeted like, but yeah, I mean, Dylan Gabriel, I could definitely see checking down to him. So don't hate that at all. So I'm going back to a guy that I know you love. He's been very successful for us. Tyler Warren. Then Indianapolis Colts over 61.5 receiving yards at minus 111. Now they are on to him a little bit at this point because I think this is the highest that we've seen his line. And he did have the one game where he wasn't healthy. But at this point, I feel like Tyler Warren's like a top, maybe even like 3 tight end in the NFL right now. A very reliable target for Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, whatever you want to call him. So I'm totally willing if you want to go with him to go back to the Tyler Warren well because we've seen the success that he has.
I love the Tyler Warren. Well, he is elite. It's just there's no doubt about it. 61 and a half. This is the like what we would have done last year as like the autoplay for Bowers, but Bowers isn't Bowers this year. Lad's not Lad this year. Tyler Warren, and I said it, but I'm pretty sure in our futures pod when we were talking like receiving props and stuff, I said like this guy is gonna be this year's Brock Bowers, and he instantly is. And yeah, I'm gonna probably bet him until um probably the forever. I don't. He's gonna do. What's the opposite of the never again list? The
Yeah,
always again.
well, we keep talking about the always again, which we have several people on. It's like CMC over receiving,
Yeah,
Travis Etienne over rushing, like, and then yeah, Tyler Warren over receiving. It's like there's a couple of guys that we just why go away from them if they're going to continue to hit for you time and time again. We've kind of found like our niche, like our sweet spot with some of these players, and there's no point like just shying away from them because you want to say different names.
yeah. I'm thinking at the end of the season we have our own like awards,
Yeah,
and the guys that constantly hit for us, we're gonna
it's just
like
the constant MVPs for that don't
yeah,
tail this. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
exactly. The don't tailsies. No, we have to come up with a better award name for it, but we'll figure it out
Were you
at a
trying to go
later
off of
date.
the Dundies there? Was that like,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, okay.
All right. So I love Tyler Warren. I got another one for you. Have this one did hit last week, even though it was very late. I think I'm pretty sure it did. It was Garrett Wilson over 62 and a half receiving yards. Week one, I was like, he's gonna have like 100 yards a game. Like I was just like, this is what he's been waiting for. Like a quarterback that he has a history with, airing it out to him. Unfortunately, Justin Fields is kind of like half a quarterback. He's more of a running back, and his decision making is not great. And you would think under Aaron Glenn, it would be a better situation there, but they just don't seem to have it together.
But you know who they're playing this week. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why he's also on my list. Garrett
Right.
Wilson is an absolute smash. I had him as like 63.5 receiving yards, so the line's probably going to move here and there, but they're going up against the Dallas Cowboys secondary, which is atrocious. And so I would put like multiple Jets receivers, which sounds nuts, like into a parlay just because of how bad that secondary is. But if you're going to pick one, go with a wide receiver one. And I still think that 63.5 is a safe line for him. And yeah, he
65
did
and a
hit,
half
yes.
now.
Jesus, it keeps going up. So get it in as quickly as you can release this
Yeah.
podcast before it's like 90 yards. Because people realize, Vegas realizes that Dallas cannot stop like a passing attack. So yeah, get
No.
on him while you can.
You know who else can't stop a passing attack? The Jets. They both have terrible secondaries. So I have another play that I was looking at. I was looking at Turpin, but I'm actually going to go Tolbert.
Tolbert,
Because
this has got to just be a joke to you right now.
I know over 35 and a half receiving. It's really just like if Sauce can step up and mess with Pickens, then I think Tolbert's going to be another option for them outside of Ferguson. And again, I don't see Turpin lines for whatever reason. I don't know if there's an injury designation with him, but I'll pick Turpin in honor of last on Monday when he won it for us.
So you're going to say Turpin on the podcast, but you're actually going to put Tolbert into the slip. Or you're
Tolbert
going to
is
reverse them
actually
this
on the
time.
slip.
Okay.
I'm going Tolbert.
All right, fair enough. Well, is that your last pick? Because we had a couple of duplicates. You got
Yeah,
anybody
I think
else for
there's
one pick?
one. I think me and you had. The only other one I was going to mention was RJ Harvey over 12 and a half receiving.
Receive.
I like it. He
It's
is,
like I love a backup running back receiving.
dude. I'm obsessed with it. He became more part of the passing game last game. So
Yeah, I mean, he
I was
did.
thinking, I know you were high on him as like, there he's gonna overtake Dobbins, but it
He's
doesn't
not going to
seem
overtake
like
Dobbins at this point. Dobbins is good, as we've seen
Dobbins is
Dobbins
good.
be.
They're
But they
making
have a
Dobbins the workhorse, and then I think they're gonna do what they do with Gibbs for Harvey as like more of that kind of dual threat.
yeah. I could see that. So yeah, I'm not against that line. I think that's a possibility too. So the dilemma becomes which four do we go with? So we had a couple that we were both on. So
Yes.
if we, I mean, you did have this whole unwritten rule where you wanted to go through and say like if we're both high on something, we should just not do it. But I think that's within our own parlays. So for this one, I think we both like Garrett Wilson over his receiving line. We both had Jackson Dart over his rushing line. I think we both have Tyler Warren, although his line is a little higher. So I will throw out that I do really love the Dylan Gabriel over rushing line. I feel like that's one he's gonna end up having like 50 yards rushing. So I would like to put that in there if possible.
Yeah. I will say that the Colts are playing the Raiders, and the Raiders are kind of a nightmare.
Just on defense in
Just
general.
in life. Just in general. I
You
mean,
did mention
again,
last podcast that you want them like the whole team on your never again list was your idea.
yeah. So keep fading that team, right? So like
Yeah.
Brock Bowers is screwing over my fantasy season. He's ruined a bunch of our bets.
Seems
A lot of
personal.
Trey Tucker. The only one who's actually hit for us is Geno, and it's not because of his passing; it's because
He
of
was
his
on
rushing.
one rushing line one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I would like to fade the Raiders hard,
Fair. Do you like that?
and it's Tyler Warren.
Do you like that more than the Zay Flowers getting over 46.5?
No, I really like that line, but I really don't trust Cooper Rush. So you like the Gabriel line, you like the Dart line, you like the Flowers line, and then we have and the Wilson line. You're
And that's
thinking we need to get. You're
that's
thinking
four.
we need to get rid of. Yeah.
I do. I mean, I don't hate Warren. Like, obviously, he was on my list too, so I do like Warren. I don't necessarily trust. I mean, I like Judkins and I like Harvey, but I don't know if I want to go with their like receiving running back lines more than I want to
How
go with
much
like
do you trust Fields to actually get the ball to Wilson? I know you're very, very down.
I would say he
on
did it
the
last
Cowboys.
week.
Yeah.
Yes, he did it
It was
last week,
so late in the game. It was
but
so
it was like
late in the
80
game.
plus, not 63.
Yeah. Fair.
But I tell you what, if we go with Dylan Gabriel over Zay Flowers, Jackson Dart, then I'll let you make the call on Warren versus Wilson.
I mean, Warren's going to end up in a bunch of my parlays anyway, so
That's
I
what
can
you
take
say
him
every
out.
week, and we never take him. So
I do. I did. He wasn't one of mine. I think everything else
yeah,
wasn't good. All right. Gabriel, Dart, Flowers. I'm taking Judkins out. I'm taking Tolbert out,
oh yeah, I forgot about your Tolbert.
and I'm taking Harvey out. Those are just guys that I liked. And then we're making the executive decision. We're taking Warren out. Rough go for my boy. All right. Okay. For the 1 p.m. parlay, we have Dylan Gabriel over 15.5 rushing yards. We have Jackson Dart over 37.5 rushing yards. We have Zay Flowers over a comically low 46.5 receiving yards. And then Garrett Wilson over 65.5 and climbing receiving yards.
Get him in now.
That parlay is plus 1205, 20 to win 261.15.
Al, if you just want to go ahead and place that one right now before they jump Garrett up to 70, if you're welcome to go ahead and hit,
Remind me
just hit
post
accept.
post pod.
I don't think it's going to go down. All right. So I like that one. 4 p.m. I like 4 p.m. picks too. I will say, like, just as a little preview, I'm struggling with the Sunday Night Football and the Monday Night Football, but 4 p.m. I also like. So 4 p.m., couple of familiar names for me. The first one off the top is Mr. Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray is line rushing over 28.5 at minus 140, averaging 37, which is obviously more than 28.5. The Cardinals, I also will remind you, no longer have James Conner. They no longer have Trey Benson. They're down to RB3 and RB4. I would have thought that DeMarco would be RB3 but all of a sudden, like Michael Carter gets signed from the practice squad and he announces himself as the starter in a in a freaking locker room interview, which is hilarious, by the way. So I feel like Kyler is going to have to shoulder a lot of like that run game for the Cardinals, which they need to be successful. He's an elusive guy. Obviously, anytime that he's averaging like 10 yards more than what the line is, I'm going to continue to play him. So Kyler Murray seems like a really good, smart kind of heady play for the first one on the 4 p.m. slate.
Love it. It is clearly on my list as well. We're going to play this forever until it fails us, but this is probably the most opportune time. I guess this might be why people might fade this in the sense is he's lost his entire backfield. He lost RB1, RB2, and they're down to RB7. So Kyler is he's going to have to be QB and RB for this game. So over 29.5, I will definitely be adding that to our slip.
Love it.
Yep.
Who else do you love?
Oh my God. Well, clearly, I am never going to stop rooting for my guy, Egbuka. Over 61.5 receiving yards. I mean, I don't know what else is there to say. This guy is probably going to be rookie of the year, just based on everything we've seen from him so far. We are officially no Mike Evans, so it's him as basically wide receiver 1, stepping into the role over Godwin.
That's rude to Godwin.
It is rude to Godwin, who I do love, and I've had him on like a lot of fantasy teams. But at 62.5 now, Egbuka is just catching these Baker bombs that Baker throws his way. And also, just throwing it out there, we don't have Bucky Irving this week. So
sadly not for every fantasy team
Rashad
that
White
I have
could
him on.
step into the pass game. Like Bucky has finally stepped up and doing what he did last year, but now Bucky's going to be out for a little bit. So we could see some White. I know you had put him in a parlay before.
Yeah, I tried it before. It didn't work out.
No.
Thanks for bringing that up, Al.
That was rushing. His receiving line is 23.5. So, White has been known to catch a ball or two. But I'm going to go Egbuka all day.
I love another Bucs wide receiver. That is somebody that I go to every week.
Was it Sterling Shepard?
It is Sterling Shepard. It's not Chris Godwin, who I also love, but Sterling Shepard is Baker Mayfield's best friend. Over 25.5, minus 113. Even with Godwin back, as you mentioned, Evans is out. Shepard is coming off of his lowest performance. He only had 14 receiving yards against the Eagles, but prior to that, 80 yards, 34 yards, 39 yards. All three of those are very much higher than 25.5. I feel like he's at least wide receiver 3, and he continues to be somebody that Baker relies on when he needs to rely on him. In my mind, he's like the most automatically wide receiver 3 play of anybody in the NFL. I love Sterling Shepard. He has not let me down yet, so I'll continue to go back to him.
Yeah, I like the pick. He's hit for us in the past. Not necessarily a parlay, but he was he featured in one of the ones we won?
We might have been able to throw him in on one official. He's definitely come through for me on a couple like side parlays that I've done, but he's always been somebody that I mentioned, and he has not fallen short as of yet.
No. I like him. He's solid and former Giant. So he's always got Sterling Shepard's back.
I noticed you haven't had Saquon on any of our parlays, though.
Yeah, no, fuck him. Okay. So moving on. One of my favorite games of the week. It might be the worst matchup on the board in terms of one-sidedness. Just to give you perspective, the line is minus 10.5, which might be one of the highest lines or highest spreads of the season so far. And that is the Detroit Lions at the Cincinnati Bengals. I can't wait for this game because we are going to just ride the Bengals into the ground, which is very bad for our futures. But like without Joe Burrow and them still banking on Browning, I am going to profit off of it somehow. And this is the way to do it. This game, I'm going to run a few slips probably. I love everything. Lions over everything. Lions alt everything. Off for 100 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs to get a sack. Like, I want everything. I want everything about this game. I can't wait.
This is how Vegas gets you, though, right? Like, all of a sudden, Browning's going to throw for 400 yards. Jamar Chase is going to have, 13 catches for 200.
Game. It's when Browning became the starter. Okay, so the lines I like from this, I'm going to a line that has failed us multiple times.
Love it.
I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs over 25.5 receiving. If he doesn't do it during this
Just take
game,
his rushing, you coward.
no, it's the opposite of being a coward. I want the juice. I want it. He is amazing. He should be much more utilized in the passing game. And on top of that, the Bengals suck against running backs who can catch the ball. I think Ramondre Stevenson had like 100 receiving yards against them. It's embarrassing. So I'm going to go Gibbs. And then I am going to go a rushing line, good sir. And it's not Jake Browning. It is David Montgomery over 54.5 rushing yards, which has jumped another yard. It was 53.5 last time I checked. Monty, this team, again, I can't stress this enough, is fucking awful. The Bengals are horrible. The defense is non-existent. It might be worse than last year. They're gonna run the ball down their throats, and they're gonna throw the ball down their throats. I'm expecting a very even backfield between Gibbs and Monty. This is gonna be like a scrimmage for them. They're gonna get like 1,000 yards each.
100%. By all accounts purposes, by everything that is logical and right with the world and, makes sense about football, the Bengals should get run through and the Lions should like feast across like everything. It's one of those games where it's going to all of a sudden like just screw you over because it's going to go opposite. But I'm with you. I'm 100% on board with that. I don't see how you bet against anything, positive Lions and negative Bengals. So I love that pick. I love both of those picks. I did not go to that game only because I have another game that's near and dear to my heart. We mentioned Jaden Daniels. I have some lines from the Commanders versus Chargers game. We're going to start with a Commander. It has nothing to do with the passing game, unfortunately, because as I mentioned, Jaden Daniels' knee brace scares the hell out of me. Terry McLaurin is out of this game. Debo has not been practicing most of the week. I feel like Luke McCaffrey is all of a sudden wide receiver 1 for us, so I don't love anything related to the passing game. What I do love is our run game, and it's a complete like stable of running backs. You don't know if it's going to be Bill Krosky. You don't know if it's going to be Chris Rodriguez. You don't know if it's going to be Jeremy McNichols. They're running all 3 running backs basically the same amount of carries. And then they're not even running any of them that much. It's been a weird thing that I've not been a fan of, as far as the offense. I don't know exactly what we're doing, but we're not giving one particular back enough carries based off of his production. And that's Bill Krosky. His line is accounted for that from Vegas. It's only 30.5 rushing yards at minus 116. He's been getting less than 10 carries per game, running back by committee, as I talked about, but he's averaging 6 yards every single time he touches the football. There's been a whole lot of pressure on Cliff Kingsbury and like why they haven't been utilizing him more. His excuse or reasoning is because he's not good in pass blocking. My answer to that is you should probably coach him, because if you're getting 6 yards per touch, he's somebody that you need to get involved in the offense and give him more than like 6 or 7 carries a game. He had a carry against the Falcons where he went for like 20 plus and then just never saw the field again. It's insanity. So I feel like all the pressure is going to finally weigh down on Kingsbury. They're going to say, you know what, screw it. We don't have Terry. Debo's banged up. We need to rely on the run game. He had 47 yards off of just 7 carries last week. So I'm going to take Bill Krosky over 30.5 rushing yards. He can get that like in 1 carry like he did against the Giants, or he can do it over the course of what he should get this game, which is more in the lines of like 12 or 13.
Listen, I'm going to trust you on this one. I picked up Bill, and he's on my bench. I actually have the rookie for the Chiefs currently over him right now in our fantasy
In the flex
league.
spot, you're playing the wide receiver?
No, I Hubbard went down, so I don't have a lot of running backs. So I might put Bill in or this Chiefs guy because he had some points last week.
Yeah, I'd play Bill Krosky. In this particular scenario, there's a good chance he gets a touchdown, which will save you regardless. But then I think he's going to get at least 12-ish carries this week, and I could see him getting 50, 60 yards off of that.
Make the change now.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So I like the pick. My last one here, it was adjusted after the first time I checked it from the same game, going back to something that we have used a few times now, and that's Keenan Allen over receptions. He just seems to be the new guy.
He's the
The
guy.
old new guy for Herbert. I do like it because it was over 4.5. 5.5 now has some juice at plus 120. Something else that I would go for, just remembering his existence, is Quentin Johnson because he seems to be the long ball threat. His line is skyrocketed. I don't remember what it was week 1. We should actually look at that because
It's probably like
it is.
20 something, I would imagine,
I
before.
know, I know
Maybe
it's
30.
nuts. All right. Oh, I can't find it at the moment, but it is now 64.5, which is bananas. But he's averaging 84.5.
Yeah. I mean, what I will say is Keenan Allen was also my pick. I had him at 4.5 receptions. Still 5.5 is probably fine. Although what he's done is he's never gone less than 5. So I love the 4.5 line for him if we can find it somewhere still. I will basically solidify anything that you were saying regarding this game because the Commanders secondary, unfortunately, despite what I would have thought on paper going into the year, has proven to be atrocious. Marshawn Lattimore is going to be picked on all day long. Anytime they run motion, somebody runs free. So if you got a tight end, he's going to feast. If you have a guy that's shifty like Mr. Ladd McConkey, he also has a chance to really break out. So I thought about going with Ladd McConkey here, who if you want to like throw something else out there, you should do a ladder bet with him, like all of a sudden like breaking out because his lines have gone like way down based off of how his production's been this season. But if he's gonna have a get right game, it might be this one. But I still took Keenan Allen as my extra pick, so I'm down for playing that at 4.5 or 5.5 if you want to go with that. But we could probably still find him at 4.5, maybe less juice, but still a good pick.
Do you have any more picks?
That was all my guys.
That's all my guys too.
Let's
So,
lock it in.
well, I know the first one we're locking in is Mr. Kyler
Kyler.
Murray.
Yeah.
Kyler.
Kyler.
I will agree that I like the Bill line. However, I like other lines more. So
Mm.
so sell me on your second favorite.
If we get Keenan Allen at 4.5, he's at 5.5 makes me shift a little bit just because he has gone under that before, but he's never gone under 5. I feel like five receptions is an absolute lock for him. 6, it depends on what the game kind of looks like because there's so
Well,
many other
that's
weapons.
I was gonna say, well, that's the question is just based on how the Commanders have been playing so far. Is it one receiver dominating or is it very like spread it like
It's more spread it around. We've seen tight ends kind of feast against us, like Tucker Kraft against Green Bay, like just completely went off. Kyle Pitts had a pretty good game. For Atlanta, like last week, it was more like just Bijan, like just catching passes and running the ball down their throat. So it depends, but mostly anybody that is a competent wide receiver is kind of beating anybody but maybe Trey Amos, the rookie right now. So, and Santra still for us, like the corner out of Michigan, like second year, he's banged up. So I don't know. You could go anybody, honestly, in that secondary, and kind of pick on them. So I would say I feel more confident. If we wanted to even stay away from it, we can. I do feel confident about Bill, and I also feel really confident about Sterling Shepard because his line is so low at 25.5. So I'd be fine taking Sterling Shepard as my maybe like second favorite.
maybe I was gonna say maybe we should avoid all Commanders Chargers ones just so you don't
I'm gonna
stress
throw
out
so
about it.
much, like I'm gonna throw so much at that game anyway that yeah, we can go outside of it for this particular one if you want to.
Yeah, so then well, what does that leave us then? It's gonna leave
From
us
my
it
side,
has
it
to leave
leaves
us
us
at
Kyler and Sterling, and then you have
oh yeah, I don't have Kyler here, so that's why. All right.
multiple Lions.
Yep. What do you like? I was gonna lean Monty. What about you?
Over 54.5 rushing. It would make sense to me in a game in which they should be winning. Like, it's the same thing we say every week with this Lions team is that, like, they're winning a game. You have multiple running backs. You should probably lean on the run. Gibbs is your primary pass catching back. Go with David Montgomery. That sounds logically true in this case again. I would say I will take David Montgomery over his 54.5 rushing, but caveat is if he does not hit, never again.
Monty?
I'm saying it.
Oh, because he hit because he had, that's what he did.
Because we've tried these guys. We've tried Gibbs and we've tried Monty, and like they keep screwing us over. So if we keep going back to them, especially in what
Well,
should be their
Mon-
absolute lockdown matchup right now against the Bengals secondary and the Bengals like defense, which is absolutely terrible. If we go with them and they don't hit, then we just need to stay away from them because they've already played the worst defense in the NFL.
okay, I think we need to go with Gibbs then because Monty had 154 rushing yards, then 12 in a blowout.
And you like Gibbs' receiving line more than his rushing line.
Yeah, but also in a blowout against the Browns, he had 6 receiving yards. So it's like I'm taking a flyer on one of these things to happen, basically. If not both, because you don't know.
Well, so do you like these, or would you rather do your?
I love both of them. A
But you
lot
like them
because
more
of the matchup. Because
do you
the
like them
matchup.
more than Keenan Allen?
I know I'm gonna bet these guys anyway, so I could take them out and put Keenan in there. Only if we get the juice though at 5.5.
Alright, fine. So then Kyler, Sterling, Keenan, and then do we take Bill or do we take Egbuka?
I think Egbuka because they're playing the. I mean, he is wide receiver one, and he's got to get the ball out there.
So
I'm just gonna.
we'd have 2 Bucks receivers.
I know. Oh, but you really like Shepard.
I mean, I like Shepard.
You like Shepard over Egbuka?
I will give you Egbuka if you give me Bill.
I'll give you that. Done.
Let's do that.
What a trade. What a trade.
That sounds like
This
a
is
fantasy trade that
this is
actually could
fantasy, right?
make work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we're going to go Kyler Murray over 28.5. I'd definitely take that.
That was the line I had, yeah.
Hell yeah. Over 28.5 rushing yards. We have Egbuka over 62.5 receiving yards. We have Keenan Allen over 5.5 receptions, which is scary, but it's got the juice.
It's got the juice. All right, corn. It's got the juice. That's a drop we need. That's a drop we need.
That is one. And then we have Mr. Bill over 30.5 rushing yards. Plus 1250. Thank you, Keenan. 2270.03.
Love that. I'd love like a 20 to win 300 something, but I feel like we're getting a little desperate when we get in those odds.
We haven't hit one of those in a minute.
Not this year. Not this year. No, I think last year we definitely did. I've got it on my socials if we need to go back to it. So, Sunday Night Football. I don't love a lot of lines from this game, but you might have something you can convince me on. I've got 2 that I feel pretty good about, though. I'm going to start off with one of them. For me, it's revenge game season. It's Stephon Diggs, wide receiver 1 for the Patriots. His line is low, 46.5 receiving yards at minus 114. He is the Patriots' leading receiver. He's averaging 53 per game, and he's going against his former team. Now, he did just have 101 yards last week, which obviously helps that average of 53 per game, but he also had 101 yards last week, and he's going against his former team. So if others are time to force him the football and have that Diggs mentality of going into the huddle and looking your quarterback in the eye, especially like a second-year Drake May quarterback, and saying, I need you to give me the ball right now, this is the time. So I love Stephon Diggs in this position at just 46.5. It seems like a time where you could bet him.
I'm not going to argue with you at all on this one. The Bills' defense isn't that good. We're talking MVP repeat for Josh Allen. We're talking Super Bowl. We're talking all this stuff. Their defense is putting
Defense is bad.
The defense is not good. It's putting up a lot of points in the wrong way. I like it. I like the revenge element. But if anyone could fuck up our revenge game, it would be Stephon Diggs.
True. That's true.
Okay, I'm going to go with, like I said, I love a lot of lines from this, mostly because I think the Bills are going to just destroy the Patriots defense, and Allen's going to carve them up. I like a few receivers for the Bills. I'm going to start with my guy Shakir, over 44.5. Neither Shakir nor Coleman have put up the numbers that I thought they were going to put up. I thought Coleman really had the potential to do it and still does. I'm not backing him only because I think while I think he can go over 38.5, no problem. I still think Shakir is still the number 1 target for Allen, and I'm going to go with that. I do like wide receiver 3, however, so I'm going to throw that in the mix as well. Joshua Palmer over 18.5. Deep ball threat, can do this in one shot. It could be a moonshot touchdown. It would be to Palmer potentially. So I do like that line as well.
Yeah, Palmer is one of my other picks that I actually felt good about. Over 18.5 seems like a good play at minus 108. He's beat that number 3 out of 4 games on just limited catches. He sometimes only gets, 1 or 2 per game, but he averages 14 yards per catch. So he only needs 2 to go over that line. So I do like Joshua Palmer if I'm looking at a Bills receiver that I that I like and I feel confident about because I can't seem to be able to feel good about Shakir or Coleman based off of just how much the ball spread out and how much like the offense kind of runs through like Josh Allen and like James Cook. It's yeah, Joshua Palmer is the only red receiver I could feel more confident going with.
I like that. I'm gonna go with
Oh, of course
something
you
that I'm
like that,
surprised.
Al. That was one of your picks too.
I know. That's why I like it so much. Great pick, Ben. You
Yeah,
did great.
thanks, man.
No problem. So I'm gonna go with a line that I thought that you were gonna just destroy, which is James Cook over 74.5 rushing yards. Patriots aren't good. They're just not. And they are very bad against the run as well. So last week, Hubbard on 10 carries. He did get hurt on 49 yards, ETN 33 yards, Dowdle 32 yards. That was all last week against the Panthers, who were ass. The Steelers, the week before, Jalen Warren had 47. Um, the Dolphins before that. Let's just check what the Dolphins did. Not that great. They didn't do
You're
that
not
great against the
selling
Patriots.
this
Dave. I'm really not. Here's the thing, though.
because
And
I
here's
looked at
the
this line and I was like, I love James Cook. Don't love them going up against the Patriots defense.
but here's the more important
You were
part.
so confident going into it.
Do you want to
though.
know James Cook's last 3 weeks?
He's amazing.
52, 106, 117,
100%. Yeah.
74.5. I'm hitting that. Not the I think he's going to hit 125, which he very much well could. I don't think they faced a running back to the quality of Cook.
I agree with that. My concern would only be that their run defense is pretty good. So this might be the time in which Josh Allen passes a little bit more. And then it's also the time where the Bills are so much better than the Pats that they're up so much that they don't need to even risk James Cook. So you end up seeing like Bray Davis or somebody like towards the fourth quarter. So that was my only hesitation because I do love myself some James Cook. Or otherwise, like any other situation, I put him in there. I will say I have a James Cook line, but you can guess what my James Cook line is. No. Do I look like a guy that likes to go with running backs catching the ball? No. I'm a guy that likes to juice up the absolute unjuiceable automatic touchdown play. James Cook, anytime touchdown, minus 220, worth absolutely nothing, but it's going to hit.
Yeah, what are you doing to me?
It's going to hit.
useless.
You know who else is not worth anything? Freaking Kyron Williams. And he had 2. I should just taken him for 2 touchdowns. Yeah, so anytime touchdown bets I'm throwing in here because I know we're not going to put him in, James Cook, Josh Allen. Josh Allen's minus 135, so a little bit better odds than the James Cook minus 220, but they're both going to score. I want to take a running back within this game. The running back that I want to take, though, is on the Pats. And the running back that I want to take is RB, arguably 2, arguably 3, arguably 1. They have no idea, but he's the rookie, Travion Henderson. Because I feel like they're starting to trust him a little bit more, and they're not getting enough out of their other options that they're going to start trying to lean into him. Ramondre Stevenson's nothing special. I know what Antonio Gibson is. Travion Henderson is the rookie. His line is only 28.5 rushing yards. At minus 109, his time is now. He's coming off of 32 yards and 28 yards the last 2 games. He's getting more carries week over week, and the Pats want to see what they have in him now, I think. The Bills' run defense, we talked about the Bills' defense as a whole is poor. Their run defense is especially poor. Every single team that's gone up against them has had over 100 yards on the ground. I think Travion Henderson is primed to have a big game in this one. The only way that line doesn't hit is if somehow they're down 3 scores in the first quarter, which is entirely possible against a team like Buffalo, but I still think that they don't have enough else to really rely on, where they should still be coming back to Travion Henderson for some touches. And if you're getting blown out, you would go with the rookie running back. You're not going to go with the veteran.
I'm going with his receiving yards, 15.5.
15.5.
15.5. So last 4 weeks, he had 24, 30, 19, 14.
That's 4 weeks.
What did I say?
He said last 3 weeks, then he gave you 4 weeks worth of games.
Oh, okay. Last
Which I love
4
anyway.
weeks.
It's still
All right,
mixed.
I'll take it from here. Last 4 weeks, 24, 30, 19, and 14. 6, 2, 3, and 2 were his receptions. I agree with you. I think he's going to be a bigger part of the offense. He's definitely the reason they drafted him so high. The hype that came from him as well. I hear Bill Simmons, mega Patriots fan, screaming about why aren't they using Henderson over these other running backs, Gibson and Stevenson. It makes no
Yeah.
sense. This could be a big breakout game for him, or it could be like you're our only hope kind of game. I like his receiving line as well, but I do like the 28.5 rushing.
It's so low. Like, I mean, either
It's
one, I
very
guess, is
low.
so low, but just 30 yards rushing for a rookie back that, like, you're trying to get at least 10 carries to at this point, like, seems like something that you should smash against a run defense that's terrible. Like, the correlation is there to make sense.
Listen, you said you didn't like this game or these lines, but we have 8 picks.
Well, I had 3 picks that I like, and then I threw anytime touchdowns in there I knew you were gonna, like, laugh at and
Still
just
counts.
not even associate with them, so, alright, so what do we like? What are your favorites?
I like Cook rushing. It's like buy low. It's like ETN for me
The
at this
one that I
point.
would be like, "No,
It's ETN for me at this point, dude. It's like you don't
Etienne
care
is
who
Etienne." I'm gonna talk about Etienne for Monday Night Football. He's not James Cook is good, but this is a good run
Don't say
defense.
James Cook is no Travis Etienne. You're out of your fucking
That's
brain if you're about
not
to
what
say
I'm
that.
saying. I'm just saying that the run defense is a little
300-yard
bit better
rushing
this
games
year.
in a row.
Okay, fair
100
enough.
plus.
Fair enough. I'll give him to you.
Okay.
All right,
I
so
like it over both touchdown ones.
Yeah. You wanna go with both touchdown lines?
No, I said I like it over those 2 lines.
Well, yeah, okay, of course. Okay, so if you take James Cook over rushing, give us Trevion Henderson over rushing. Okay. And then we both like Joshua Palmer.
So you're saying Diggs over Shakir?
I do like Diggs over Shakir.
But
Revenge
you
game.
think that the Bills are gonna air it out? Do you think it's all gonna go to the 19 yards of Josh Palmer and no one else?
No, I like Diggs over 46.5, and I like Josh Palmer 18.5.
Diggs is on the Patriots. I'm talking about who the
Yeah,
Bills
yes,
throwing
yes.
to.
True.
Diggs used to go to the Bills. He
He
is
did,
not
which is
anymore.
why the revenge aspect. No, I think that the Bills are all over the place with who they're gonna target, so I like the guy that has the lowest line, which is just 18.5 yards, and a guy that's gone over that 3 out of 4 games. I think Joshua Palmer makes sense because he only needs, like,
I'm
2
cool
catches versus, like, a Keon Coleman versus Shakir.
I'm cool with it. Okay. We have Stephon Diggs over 49.5 receiving yards. We have Joshua Palmer over 18.5 receiving yards. We have James Cook over 74.5 rushing yards.
And anytime touchdown.
A true Ben play right there by myself. And then we have Travion Henderson over 28.5 rushing yards. That is our Sunday night football parlay. But guess what, guys? We have another one for you.
What's funny about that too, you mentioned, like, that's a Ben pick. That's because, like, after week 1, when I did not hit, like, Jonathan Taylor, you're like, "We need to stay away from RB1s with lines over, like, 80 yards," and then here
Guess
comes
what?
James Cook.
74.5, baby.
74.5, you're right. I stand corrected. Monday Night Football. Oftentimes, we can't bet this because lines don't come out early enough. However, the injury gods are kind to both of these teams right now, so we've got lines, and we have a couple lines that I really love. One we already talked about, so I'm just going to throw them out there off the top. Travis Etienne Jr. over 66.5, which is up from what his normal line is, which is in the 50s. It's minus 110, but he's only gone under this number one time. He averages like 90 plus or something crazy like that. So Travis Etienne Jr., automatic smash play for me. Don't think it needs to be discussed. He's in the parlay.
He's in there. His line has jumped significantly since I wrote it down. It's at 65.5. When I wrote it down, it was at, so I'm going to put these, it was at 59.5. God damn.
Really, that would have been amazing. I saw him at 66.5, which was already higher than that. So,
man,
59.5 would have been insane.
That was this morning.
Shop it around. You might find it cheap on, Fanatics or 365 or somewhere like more obscure.
All right. My first one, I know you have mentioned one already that we might go with. So I'm going to go with, going back to the well on this one, Xavier Worthy over 61.5 receiving yards. Welcome back, Xavier Worthy. Thank you for saving my fantasy season because a lot of my other players are not stepping up. He's back from injury. What did I say about the Chiefs, dude? The
They
Chiefs
suck.
were an absolute mess of a team without their guys. Pat was running 60 yards a game, something crazy. Hold on one sec.
They coming for you?
They're coming for me.
Makes sense.
They're
They
like,
don't
your
like your pick. They're
podcast.
like, we're arresting you right now.
They're like, you're podcasting too hard. I'm like, all right,
We're on too
officer,
big of a
hold on.
streak right now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, take it from
We're so hot, they're sending the fire trucks. You should leave this in the podcast.
God. All right, back to what I was saying. We got Worthy back, and now Rice will be back, I believe, one more week. I think he comes back after week 6. So the team is coming together. Our future bets are still alive. Patty Mahomes looks a lot better with Worthy on the field, and I'm just excited to watch this game because it is a bunch of players that we do like betting on, including Worthy and ETN.
I'm surprised you didn't take Worthy over rushing because I know you love
Was
a wide
not
receiver
there.
running.
Was
No?
not there last time I checked.
Or else
It
you
is
would have been on it.
still. Oh, it is over 5.5.
That's one carry. I know how you love one touch.
Dude, I love that line. I
I'll
love
let
it
you.
so
I'll let you
much.
marinate on that a little bit. I'll go ahead and talk about
Yeah.
my next guy, then you can come back to it potentially. I have a Chief. I have a Chief running the football. Who would you think that
What
is?
It's not going to be Patrick Mahomes.
It's not Patrick Mahomes. He let us down one time. It's
Is it
also
Kareem
not.
Hunt?
It is Kareem Hunt. I don't like Pacheco. Kareem Hunt is, I think, their RB1 now. I think he's solidified as the RB1 for the Chiefs again. His line is only 27.5, minus 112. He's the RB1. He's had 3 straight games where he's in the 30s. The Chiefs' run game is perhaps the worst in all of football right now. But his line at 27.5 is worth, enough to like kind of overtake that. I think the number of touches that he's getting, which is probably going to be somewhere in the 8 to 10 range, is enough to get the 27.5. So Kareem Hunt is somebody that I think that they are depending on more and more as they realize that Pacheco just doesn't have it.
Yeah, I like it. I do. I like it in the sense of your reasoning. I don't know if I want to add it to the slip just because of how bad the one has been.
They're terrible.
But if I'm going to go anyone, it would be Hunt from that team for sure. Okay. I'm going to go with another receiver. I'm feeling like you're going to do you have a receiver from the Jags?
I do. Well, I have a tight end for the Jags.
Okay, so I'll let you take that one. I'm gonna do another receiver. I'm gonna do a reception line. I'm going Travis Hunter over 2.5 receptions. The odds aren't amazing. It's minus 165. It's just because he's got 3 receptions like every game he's played so far, at least 3.
Is
So
that
if you
our futures futures rookie of the year, Travis Hunter? Because he's been non-existent.
non-existent, yeah, like I said, I put in a separate bet for Ibuka, and I should have put much more money on it. I think I put like
Yeah.
$5, but I did put him in some other stuff. Anywho, so yeah, it's not automatic, but it's in the sense of like, oh well, this is literally his average. He's never hit under 3 in our Keenan Allen sort of logic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a low number. 2.5 is a low number, so that makes sense. So you threw him out there. I mentioned it. We are both on Brenton Strange, but for different reasons. So for me, I like his receptions line. It was only 3.5 at minus 122. He's the Jaguars' leading receiver. He's had 6 catches his last 2 games, and he's fallen under the 3.5 line just once on the season. He's the number 1 target for Trevor Lawrence. I think that he's a guy that is going to get a lot of receptions. His receiving line is also probably fine. I think it's like 33.5. So if you're going to have 4 catches, you're probably going to go over 33.5 too. But I just think it's more automatic that he catches a couple of like short yardage,
Yeah, that was my last one. I believe was the over 33.5. I was looking at touchdown scores. I know you would be. I mean, ETN's only plus 110, but he's not a big touchdown guy, is he?
I only know that he gets a lot of yards. I'm not sure
Yeah, I know.
about
You're
his
like,
like
that's
touchdowns.
all. Like, I won't even look into it.
I don't
You're
need
like,
to look into it.
it's yards or nothing.
Yeah.
He has 2 touchdowns on the season, so
Yeah.
he is not really the touchdown target.
There's guys that I trust
sure.
to get in the end zone, guys like Kyron Williams, guys like Christian McCaffrey, guys like James Cook.
I will
Not
say, last 2
necessarily.
weeks he's hit it, so I'm gonna put it in there. Plus 110.
What?
Well, I'm not saying in our
You just
official
said
one.
I'm going to put it in there is what you said.
I'm gonna put it as one of the options. I mean, and that gives us an even 8 to discuss.
There you go. Okay. So, Monday Night Football. I'm the automatics. Travis Etienne Jr. over rushing.
Still at 65.5.
Not
Still
a big
like
deal
it.
for me.
Man, I really wish we took 59.5.
Oh, yeah, I like 59.5. Shop it around. Maybe tomorrow morning they're like, yeah, maybe we messed up. Who knows?
It's 90 now.
Oh, that's not be good. That would make sense to me. Honestly, I'd be like, yeah, they figured it out because he's crushing. I mean, I do feel good about the Kareem Hunt line, and I feel good about the Strange line. I know we're not going to throw all three of mine in. So what do you love out of yours? And do you
I
want to pivot off of Worthy's receiving yards and instead go with his rushing line?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, instead of Hunt rushing, I would take the Worthy rushing. Just as a
Got it.
like as a flyer, like
We only took Worthy once this year, and it was week 1, and he had 1 carry, I think, and then never again. But
he got hurt.
I know, and
He's back now.
he's
As long as he
back.
doesn't run into the wall that is Travis
They're like, hey,
Kelce.
remember how you got hurt? That was running the football. You're not touching it anymore out of the backfield.
Well, just be like, don't run near Travis.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So I like Hunt's. I like Hunt, but I will veto him over Worthy rushing.
Okay, so ETN over rushing, Worthy over rushing. You want to give me strange receptions?
Do you like his receptions over his receiving line? I'm just gonna go back real quick and pull up. He is
Give
technically
me.
wide receiver 1.
He is. He's not technically. He is yardage wise. So give me the 33.5 receiving yards. How many times in the last 4 games has he gone over that line? So 3 out of 4, either way. Okay, I'll take your receiving yards. I'll let you do that.
If he gets 7 targets again, like last week,
What's
then
the what's the is it because it's minus 122 on receptions? What's the over 33.5?
minus 114.
So sure, let's go that route. And one more.
More. So we have ETN and Worthy and Strange. So is it weird to double up on Worthy?
If we're gonna double up on somebody, I'd rather double up on. I don't know. No. I'd rather have Kareem Hunt than double up on Worthy
Or would
necessarily.
you take an ETN touchdown? Double up on ETN.
I never threw ETN touchdown out there, but I won't shut you down if you want to go with that. I'm just glad that neither one of us talked about Travis Kelce because I don't want to touch him at all.
He was on my list. I figured this is what I had envisioned is the team is going to evolve at like this is going to be the second week with Worthy. The offense is going to be a little different than it was last week. And then Worthy still had a great game. He had like 80 something yards. And then again, when Rice comes back, it's going to go to like what they did in training camp and like what they actually envisioned this team was going to be. And I picture Kelce having more of an
Okay.
impact because
Sure, but we're not going to touch him now.
we're not going to touch him now.
Okay. I mean, do you like your Travis Hunter over 2.5 more than you like doubling up on somebody? Okay. All right. So which one do you want to double up on? ETN
hear you.
touchdown? Or you give me the Kareem Hunt rushing yards?
How is Jacksonville against the run?
Jacksonville against run? Not. I don't know. I'd have to look more
Like,
in depth.
are the Chiefs going to actually establish a run game, or is it going to be pass fest from Patrick?
I mean, it's probably going to be like scramble around for your life, throw a ball between your legs.
Well, he doesn't need to do that now because Worthy's back.
True. That's true.
I looked at Thornton's line. Do you know he had 1 target last week?
Yeah, I do because I also like. Oh, it's like because it wasn't his line something
His line
insane.
is like horribly low.
It's like
and
11 yards or
because-
something.
Yeah, but you also forget that like Hollywood Brown's still on the team. Like Thornton was there because they had no one.
They have no reason to go to Thornton anymore. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there that Kareem Hunt has gone over 33 straight games.
I'm going to give you Kareem Hunt.
Okay.
I'm going to give you just because you're really adamant about it.
I love that. I love that for us. I love that for us, not me. That's an us thing.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're going with 3 rushing props for the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Chiefs. It's going to be a pass fest.
Is it? Is it?
I think so.
Trevor Lawrence is not good throwing the football. It could be a pass fest from Patrick Mahomes' side of things, but I will let you, if you want to go back to Xavier Worthy's receiving yards instead of his rushing line, then that gives us 2 and 2. I'll leave that up in your hands.
We still have 2 and 2.
Okay.
We have Worthy and Hunt and ETN and Strange.
Yeah, but 3 of those are running back lines. One is a
I know,
receiving line.
but I mean, I love if we can get a first play leg hit with Worthy.
Yeah,
Like, it's going to be
They
one of
do
the
love to give him the first play of the game, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, so
How many
I'll
rushing attempts did he have last week? Can you pull that up real
last
fast?
week? I don't
Yeah.
think he had any last week.
That was
Like
his
a-
first game back, right?
Yeah, that's why it wasn't even a line to play even before the game. Let's see. Oh, he had 238.
Just take the rushing line, then it's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the fucking rushing line. He had 83 receiving yards and 38. Yeah, dude, I'm taking him for everything. That's this week.
All right. So take us rushing. So Xavier Worthy over rushing, Travis Etienne over rushing, Strange over receiving, and Kareem Hunt over rushing. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yes. I like it. Plus 11 plus 1100.
I see
20
the
to
number.
win 240.
That's kind of what we usually hit. Those 240s is like our sweet spot. Yeah. He likes to give us those. All right, well, we did it. And I feel like out of these games that we discussed, there's at least another cash parlay ticket in there.
I'm hoping, man. I'm happy that we got to include the Monday Night Football one. We didn't have to put it exclusively on the socials. So you now have 4 slips to fade if you want, or you can tail us. But I wouldn't recommend that.
Probably
If
a
you
fluke.
haven't,
We're riding like an optimism high, which is going to
Yes.
come crashing back down quickly.
100%. Remember, we lost like 10 episodes in a row.
A lot.
Yeah, it was bad. So, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, follow us on social media at Don't Tail This on Twitter and Instagram. You can email us don'ttailthis@gmail.com. You can find this podcast on every podcasting platform you can think of: Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a review. Yeah, just
Comments.
comments. Let us know if you tailed. Let us know.
Hit us in
you
our DMs.
faded.
Send us your slips. Let us know we suck.
Yeah.
And let us know that you did tail us. You did hit.
Tell
or
us you found
faded
a
us and
better
we hit.
line for a prop, and then we're like,
Yeah.
curses. We didn't get that line.
Curses.
Yeah, curses. But yeah, I sound like a Scooby-Doo villain. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. And remember,
Don't tail this?
Don't Tail This is produced by Al Manarino and Ben Berkison. Edited by Al Manarino. Theme song by Lucas Jones. Follow Don't Tail This on Instagram and Twitter at Don't Tail This. We are committed to responsible gaming. Please visit www.rg-help.com to learn more about the resources and helplines available. Never bet more than you can afford to lose. And always bet responsibly, which of course means don't tail this.